Today, we're talking about hydration. All the best runners and lifters know how to hydrate effectively. You can push your body to the absolute max and eat like a champion, but if your hydration isn't on point, then your endurance, strength, and cognitive performance will suffer. But I'm not going to suggest you start chugging a load of water down all day, because they actually do more harm than good. Instead, you need to learn how to hydrate effectively based on the time of day and your activity level, as well as what you should and shouldn't drink so we can perform at our best while also doing it healthily. Since I've started incorporating this stuff in my daily life, I've noticed improvements in my endurance, cognitive function, and overall health. And that's what I'm all about on this channel, how to get the most out of my runs and my gym sessions while also maintaining my health. So to start with, I'm going to give you a quick hack to help you stay more hydrated throughout the day without even having to drink any more water. And that is breathe through your nose. The nose is a natural filter that humidifies and warms inhaled air. The mouth bypasses these functions, leading to drier air entering the lungs. A study found that oral breathing leaded to a 42% increase in water loss as opposed to nasal breathing. So if you are a mouth breather like I was, then just making this small change can help you stay more hydrated throughout the day without having to drink a shitload more water. Try to do this day to day when you're asleep and during your workouts. For me, when I'm sleeping, I use micro tape to cover my mouth to ensure nasal breathing throughout the night. Only switch to mouth breathing if you're doing an intense run or workout and you have to. If I'm doing an intense 5K or 10K, I'll switch to mouth breathing if I absolutely have to. Otherwise, I breathe through the nose. If you want to know more on the subject of how to improve your breathing and your VO2 max, then read the book Oxygen Advantage. So now we're going to talk about how much water we need to be drinking and at what times. According to science, overall, we need 77 ounces or 2.3 litres of fluid every day. But here's the thing, we should be drinking 8 ounces of fluid or 240 millilitres every hour for the first 10 hours of the day. This is because our kidneys are a lot more active in the first 10 hours of the day as opposed to later on in the evening. So this now should be your new baseline for hydration going forward. Remember, this is just for normal cognitive function. If you're engaged in any physical activity, then you want to be using the Galpin equation. This is your body weight in pounds divided by 30, and that equals the number of ounces of water you need to be drinking every 15 to 20 minutes during activity. Again, this is just the average. You don't need to be drinking every 15 to 20 minutes on the dot. So for me, with all this in mind, I'll weigh out my water the night before based on what I'll be doing the next day. So if I'm running or lifting, I will increase that water measurement. But if it's a rest day, I will just stick to the baseline. I also weigh out my daily salt, and this leads us on to electrolytes. You don't want to just be consuming plain water because this can deplete our body of electrolytes. On average, we need 8 to 9 grams of salt a day. But again, you might want to increase this based on your activity level. Me personally, I weigh my salt because I'm on an anti-UPF diet. So this ensures I maintain correct sodium levels throughout the day, and I'll just add it to whatever I'm eating or drinking. The sodium isn't the only electrolyte we need, and we also need to ensure we're getting calcium and potassium for a good balance. If I'm running, I like to make my own homemade electrolyte drink. I'll add a slice of lemon or lime and a pinch of salt, some coconut water, and this ensures good electrolyte levels and hydration for performance. So we also need to talk about what you should and shouldn't be drinking for optimal health and hydration. First things first, if it's water, make sure it's not out of the tap. You do not want to be drinking tap water in 2025, trust me. Tap water is full of BPAs, microplastics, fluoride, and a load of other harmful shit. It's all dependent on your local area, but still, don't drink it. Instead, I recommend investing in a high-end reverse osmosis water filter. These are way better and way more optimal than constantly going out buying bottled water that's full of microplastics. The one I've got is a countertop version called AquaTrue, and it filters out 99% of all contaminants. It's actually too pure, which is why I have to remineralize my water myself. So I'd recommend going online, doing some research into high-end countertop water filters. They're a bit expensive initially, but they're 100% worth the investment in the long run, as you'll save money instead of buying plastic water bottles all the time. Other fluids that can hydrate us and help us stay healthy are raw milk and fruit juice. Raw milk is also going to offer us some health benefits as well as hydrating us. And fruit juice is also perfect pre-race as it has a lot of fast digesting sugars. But I would recommend only having fruit juice when you're doing high intensity training like a long run or high tempo run, as you don't want to be consuming too much excess sugar. But these are a lot better and healthier options as opposed to soda and squash, which are full of artificial sweeteners and ingredients. And finally, we need to talk about caffeinated beverages like tea and coffee. Caffeinated beverages like this dehydrate us. So we need to ensure we're offsetting that dehydration with some extra fluid and electrolytes. Our water to caffeine ratio needs to be at 2:1. So if we're having an 8-ounce cup of coffee, we'll need 16 ounces of electrolyte fluids to offset that balance. But that's everything for today. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you.